here to talk about perseverance. It's a quality you don't know you have until something happens to you, right? Perseverance. The ability to keep moving forward, no matter the obstacle. Whether it's physical, emotional, or just from your community, the naysayers telling you can't do something. Perseverance. I don't know. I didn't know that I had it as a kid. When I look back on my life, I can point out that it was a natural thing for me. I remember being a young kid in high school. I had the dream of playing college basketball. I'm only 5'11", 160 pounds soaking wet. The NBA was not a dream, but college basketball, right? So I remember playing in my backyard. Jake talks about taking the shot. And I'm doing a little daydream. I'm dribbling around the backyard. First of all, you got two guys from Brooklyn leading off, so this is going to be a killer day. I'm dribbling around the backyard, I'm not there by myself, and I'm playing the game in my head. Clock is ticking down, we're down 1, 3, 2, 1. I make a little silly move in the backyard, ball clings around the rim and I miss. I wanted to be the big man on campus that day. I wanted to be the guy to win the game. But it's a daydream, right? So of course I was fouled. And I'm going to the line. And I got 2 shots. In everything in life you do, whether you're in the gym, going to work, your family, repetitions, right? The more you do something, the better you're going to be at it. If you keep the same routine, the better you're going to be at it. So I'm in the backyard, mom's calling me for dinner. 3 dribbles, deep breath, and the first one goes up, nothing but net. Tight game, no time on the clock. 3 dribbles, deep breath, 1 more shot. The crowd goes crazy. Let's hear it. He just won. Let's hear it. The crowd went crazy. I went inside, had dinner. A daydream. But a daydream that went along with my goal to play college basketball. Now, how about my high school career? Donut. Played on JV, played on varsity. Never saw court. I could have worn the same pair of sneakers for all 4 years of high school. Never got a look. Never got a letter from a college. Went to Ironman University up in New Rochelle, Division I program. Go Gales! First year there, I show up to walk-on tryouts for the basketball team. Coach tells me, thank you very much, better luck next year. Second year, third year, senior year. All 3 of those years before, thanks for coming, better luck next year. My senior year, new coach, doesn't want to walk on. So his tryouts, 25 guys showed up. We sat on the sideline where the team would sit during the game. We watched 14 scholarship players practice for 2 hours. Coach said, come back tomorrow, 5 a.m. Again. Little by little, the crowd from 25 down to 3 after 2 weeks. We didn't touch a basketball. Team didn't come out on the 14th morning. Team didn't come out. Coach did. I said, let's go, you 3. You've shown me that you have the ability to do what I ask. I don't want one of you guys on my team. I have 14 scholarship players. Now show me what you got. For 2 hours, he drilled us up and down the court. Sprints, side laterals. We didn't touch a basketball. He puts a ball down the foul line. Says, first guy to hit 2 shots is on my team. Oh, I just flashbacked. I'm in the backyard in Brooklyn. I'll go first, coach. Grab that ball, 3 dribbles, some 2 shots. It took 9 years, but I played college basketball. At a high level. I was called the 20-20 man. You know what the 20-20 man is? Up 20, down 20. There's a shot I was getting in the game. That's a sign of natural perseverance, isn't it? Right? I didn't give up on my dream, no matter what came that way. How many times the door was shut? Next year, next year, next year. I'm going to fast forward in life. I'm becoming a New York City firefighter. I dealt with the depression of 9/11. I dealt with a bunch of things. I've seen things that you don't want to see. Physical fitness was the best tool in the bag. It wasn't the axe, it wasn't the joys of life, it wasn't the saw in the back of the truck, it was me. I had to climb 7 stories in New York City. Any fire, 7 or below, we walk. with 60 to 100 pounds of equipment, depending on your position. If I couldn't get to the 7th floor and go to work, what good am I to the team? So fitness is what kept me in shape to be a firefighter. Become a marathon runner. Everything was going great for me. Okay, I'm 38 years old, I'm single, I'm living in the city. Every once in a while I put on a little liquid smoke to pretend I was at fire. I told someone that trick last night. It worked, trust me. Ladies liked it. Everything was going perfect for me. I lined up with the New York City firemen and the New York City policemen to run the New York City Marathon in 2005. I run a 3:13, qualify for Boston. I do my first Ironman up in Lake Placid, same year. I go 11 hours in my first ever Ironman. What happens when life doesn't go your way? What happens when it's not as simple as a coach telling you come back next year? Let's play this video for 7 minutes and I'll come back and talk about that. See what's possible with the mindset that you can do anything.
Firefighter riding a bike to work was hit by a private bus this morning. 39-year-old Matthew Long is in critical condition.
His condition is grave, and I ask all New Yorkers to pray for him.
He was basically impaled by the bicycle seat. He lost his blood volume, people would estimate 4 to 5 times over. So if we took all the blood out of his body, gave it back, and then just 4 or 5 times, that's about how much blood he lost in about 10, 11 hours.
They said that it was serious and that he had about 1% chance to survive.
My first memory is somewhere late January, early February. I was told that I was run over by a bus and I lost a lot of blood, fractured a lot of bones, and would have a tough, long, slow road of healing and rehabilitation.
When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need.
I'm scared. I'm scared. 2 years of not knowing what I have in front of me. I'm scared, of course.
Though determined to stand for his farewell, Matt didn't know if he'd ever walk again or be rid of his colostomy bag.
And it had to be tough. I mean, here you are in this kind of brassy firefighter job. I mean, your whole identity changed, right?
It did, and it was really hard to get over it. For a while, I just called it pity, but I thought about all the things I wanted to do that I would no longer be able to do, and for a while, I just sat there. And at one point I clicked and I started changing the word want to will. And I said I will make a comeback.
And the tears come streaming down your face when you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse?
One of New York's bravest is home from the hospital tonight, 5 months after an accident that nearly killed him.
The New York City firefighter hit by a bus during the transit strike finally getting out of the hospital today.
Matthew Long was hit by a bus during the transit strike.
It has been a rough road to recovery for Matthew Long. He is the firefighter severely injured during last year's transit strike.
After I taught myself to walk again and got from wheelchair to Canadian crutches to cane, I wanted to run again. From December of 05 till April of 08, before I ran my first mile.
And then I looked at the therapist and I said, what are you gonna do now? I said, I wanna run a marathon. They went, what? I go, yeah, I wanna run a marathon in November. And this was April.
Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try
caused me not to compare who I am today to who I was in '05. I'm trying to just accept it. I have the will to get it done.
To let it go.
I'm going through so much. I don't know why this happened, but I know that something good is coming out of it because I think he'll encourage a lot of people not to give up.
I think he'll be happy to see the big sitting out here. It's been a while since he rode on it, but he'll be glad to see everybody here supporting him.
I think Matt is just an inspiration for all of us.
I said if I could do the marathon, I wanted to do the Ironman.
It's one of the most grueling things anyone can do to their body.
I wanted to push myself.
See the street down your face when you do something you cannot replace. See the street down your face see the street down your face. I promise you I'll learn from your mistakes. See the street down your face. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you.
Thank you. Oh, you're allowed to stand up. That's all right. All right, I'm gonna go. Thank you. 2005. I put in the work. I ran over 1,000 miles. I biked over 900 miles. I swam over 900 yards. I put in the work, got myself into the best shape of my life. And we have a slogan at the Fire Academy in the gym. It says, train for life. And right next to that says, let no man's ghost come back to say your training let you down. And I took that in my profession, and I took that out on the race course. All my training counted. My life was unbelievable. And then I'm hit and struck by a 40,000-pound bus, basically cut in half. Broke every bone in my left leg, shattered my pelvis, shattered my shoulder, my abdominal wall torn out, and on the street in Manhattan, 52nd and 3rd. I went and visited yesterday. What do you do when the rug is pulled out from under you? Talk about perseverance. It doesn't just snap back like those 2 foul shots. There was pity, there was depression, there was negative thoughts. There was help from my mom that made me flip the switch. It's called the human spirit. Okay, we all have it inside us. And I'm a little older than some in the room. The way I like to analyze or make an analogy about the human spirit is, it's the old stove that your parents had in the kitchen. The pilot light was always on. You could go there and say, oh, why isn't this working? You put your hand in the middle, and it was warm. And then the burner would turn. We all have the pilot light. You gotta find out what turns on the burners. My mother turned the burners on for me, and I changed my mindset from what I can't do anymore, from what I will never be able to do again because of my legs, because of my injury, because of all the things that I went through, to I will. And in that picture of me in the wheelchair when I was just sitting there, I was 122 pounds. I looked like my 90-year-old grandfather. But when my mindset changed, everything else started to change. Therapy, I took it more serious. The gym, I took it more serious. I went from wheelchair to crutches to cane. Now I'm without a device. But I finished the New York City Marathon in 7 hours and 21 minutes, not 3 hours that I used to do. And when I get on stage and I know my clock is ticking, and I know there's other people that talk about issues they've had in life, and they tell you how, oh, I overcame this, or I overcame that, and now I'm a superstar. And I say bullshit. Real life adversity, you don't overcome. You accept it. You learn to live with it. And once you do that, everything starts to change. Jake talked about it, waking up, don't quit, don't quit. He's right on target. But if the bus changed me, I still walk with a limp. I still have to get shoes specially made to work. I have other issues that I don't want to talk about that I have to do in the morning to get ready and go out for the day. I accepted the adversity. I accepted the new body. And I accepted the challenge. How am I going to get it done? How am I going to complete this marathon? How am I going to do the Ironman, 140.6 mile journey? You get 17 hours to do it. I don't know if you watched the clock. 16 hours, 58 minutes, and 6 seconds. Funny story about my Ironman. They had a camera on me, ready to interview me at the end. The crowd starts going crazy because there's only 2 people you know at an Ironman. The person who won and the person who finishes last. If you ever go to Hawaii, ever go to see an Ironman race, be at the finish line at midnight. It's amazing. And not only because I was in, but I'm at the finish line, and the crowd's going crazy because another runner is coming down the chute. We look up at the clock, he's got about 10 seconds to make it. I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, I'm out. Like, this is my career. Got nowhere to go from here. I'm not last. They asked me to stick around and put the medal on his neck. So he finishes 17 hours on the button. His name is Paul. Last man Paul is what I call him. And I put the medal around his neck and I pull him in closer. And I whisper to him. And I said, what happened to you? And his eyes are like big. He goes, I just had a really bad day. I said, oh, thank God. Because if you had any sort of an accident, then I'm out and you're in. And I was hit by a bus and I've been here 2 minutes waiting for you. Come on. Anything in life is possible. Anything. Will we all have the same result or level of success? No. That's why I write shit down. Because if you don't know where you started, and you fall short, you have nothing to look back to and check out your levels of success. And my story for my marathon, the night before my comeback marathon, I interviewed with the New York Post, the Daily News, a couple of news stations. Amazing comeback this kid's making. My brother calls me up and says, have you thought about what she's gonna say tomorrow if you don't finish? I was like, oh, fuck. I said, Jim, he's also a firefighter, so he was allowed to do this. I said, did you wake up this morning and said, let me call Matt and kick him in the balls? Because that's what you just did. I have no idea what I'm going to say. And then I thought about it. I thought about my journal. 26.2 miles, New York City Marathon. If I quit at 20, it's not 6.2 miles of failure, it's 20 miles of success. Because 3 years ago, I was run over by a bus and left for dead. The mind controls the human spirit. Find out what turns your burners on and get to work. Thank you.